Welcome back to Spring With Math 5. This is Mr. Stein here again. We're jumping into Chapter 6, Lesson 1 with Order of Operations. Okay, so we're diving into order of operations. So let's start with this idea just so we kind of wrap our head around it. So what if your teacher asked you to evaluate the expression 3 plus 2 times 6 divided by 3 minus 1? So which should you do first? The addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? What should you do second, third, fourth? Also, should the parentheses affect your decisions on this? Those are all questions that the order of operations is going to answer for us. All right, so first let's talk about the mystery of math verbs. Some math verbs are stronger than others, and they have to be done first. So this method is known as order of operations. So the mnemonic for order of operations is PEMDAS. Okay, now remember that. It's going to keep coming up from now on in all of your math career. So the way to remember PEMDAS is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And what it stands for is parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, and addition and or subtraction. And here's the thing with those last two. You just go from, you just do it basically like you always do, and it's all in a line. You're just going from left to right as you see them. There's not a specific order. You don't have to do multiplication before you do division. You just, whichever one you hit next, you do next. So again, we have please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and that's just another way to kind of get you to remember the mnemonic PEMDAS, so that you know that you're going to work with parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and then addition, subtraction. Okay, so let's use order of operations to simplify this expression. We have 7 minus 2, and it's in parentheses, times 4, divided by 2, minus 3. Okay, so as always, you can see that I've already set it up in my triangle strategy. Whenever you're working with order of operations, it's extremely important to work it like this, because the more you go down, the more organized you seem, the more organized you're going to be, and you're not going to get them wrong by making a silly mistake. This goes back to some of the things that we talked about earlier where I was working down. It's even more important when you're doing complex equations like this. Okay, so we have 7 minus 2 times 4 divided by 2 minus 3. All right, so we have that PEMDAS, that please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It's telling us to do the parentheses first. So first you can see that I have 7 minus 2, and when I do 7 minus 2, I get 5, and then I just rewrite my whole thing. 5 times 4 divided by 2 minus 3. Right? Then, like I said, you're going to do multiplication and division just kind of in the order from left to right before you do addition, subtraction. So then you just take 5 times 4 because that's the next one that comes up, and you get 20, and then again I rewrite the expression. 20 divided by 2 minus 3. Then you just keep going. Now you're hitting division. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Then I rewrite it again, 10 minus 3. And each time I'm writing, I'm eliminating whatever I've already included. And now I'm just left with 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, so let's use order of operations to simplify the following expressions. Now you can see here I have A and B, and they're basically the same thing, except this time I put parentheses around one of them and not the other. And I want to do that for a reason so that you really get an idea of the impact that order of operations has on an example. All right, so let's look at this first one without the parentheses. So we have 3 times 10 minus 8 divided by 2. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going from left to right and checking for parentheses, exponents, and then multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So you can see here multiplication hits first. 3 times 10 is 30. I rewrite 30 below it, minus 8 divided by 2. Now, even though it's 30 minus 8 comes next in order from left to right, I'm going to jump over, I'm going to divide because order of operations says I need to divide first. So now I have 8 divided by 2 is 4, then I rewrite it as 30 minus 4, and you can see that 30 minus 4 is 26. All right, so let's look at this same one, this time with parentheses. So now I have 3 times 10 minus 8 divided by 2. So now I have to do 10 minus 8 first, so I get 2 and I rewrite it. 3 times 2 divided by 2. Now I'm just working from left to right because I have multiplication and division. 3 times 2 is 6. And then I rewrite it. 6 divided by 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you can see that with the one without parentheses, my answer is 26. The one with parentheses, my answer is 3. They're vastly different, all because I followed the order of operations and doing the parentheses first. Okay, so let's kind of revisit. We just talked, does the order actually matter? Let's look at this example again. Remember one without the parentheses, I got 26. And really, that key area is right here where I do this step first rather than 10 minus 8. And then you can see if I didn't do it correct and I just went from left to right, I could do 3 times 10 is 30 minus 8 divided by 2. Then I would have 30 minus 8 would be 22 divided by 2, and then 22 divided by 2 is 11. So you can see that even without the parentheses, if you don't follow the order of operations, you're going to get a different answer. So if you're thinking, oh, it doesn't really matter, it's actually a crucial step to make sure that you follow that order. And the best part of it is it gives you a plan. None of the skills that we've really talked about are really that hard. It's just about following the order each time. So you can see here, where I went wrong in this example, obviously trying to show you what it is when you do it wrong, is I did this step first. I did 30 minus 8 instead of doing 8 divided by 2, and obviously you're going to get a vastly different answer. All right, so let's look at another one. So we're going to use order of operations to evaluate the following expression when x equals 2. So we have 2x minus 3 plus 2x minus 3. So the first thing you have to do is I'm going to always rewrite it, give myself a nice area to work down. This one happens to be longer on the next step because I'm adding in factors. So I have to take each x and make it 2, so then I have 2, and then I put the other 2 in parentheses telling me that I'm going to multiply, because anytime you have a number right next to a number in parentheses, you're multiplying it. So you can see here, and I'll kind of circle it, I have 2 times 2 there, and then I have 2 times 2 there. And so then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply those parentheses first. So then I get 2 times 2 is 4, and then I rewrite 4 minus 3 plus, then I had 2 times 2 is 4. So then I have plus 4 minus 3. So now I'm kind of reset with 4 minus 3 plus 4 minus 3. Now I'm going to obviously have to go with what's in the parentheses first. 4 minus 3 is 1. Then I rewrite it, plus 4 minus 3. 1 plus 4 is 5. Again, even though it's simple, I like to rewrite it. I know that I can say 1 plus 4 is 5 minus 3 is going to be 2. I get the answer is going to be 2. But it takes 2 seconds to write that one extra step just to ensure that it's, it looks correct and it is correct. Okay, so, well, I'm going to leave you with this last thing. PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is going to stand for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And of course, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction is going to go in order from left to right, with whichever one shows up first. See you next time.